Greetings, everyone. Tim Anderson here. Welcome to the latest episode in the Project Dramond update series. And today's update is quite fun. Today's update is, well, before we even get into it, first and foremost, huge shout out to all of our supporters and followers who have been supporting via Patreon, who have been supporting via YouTube, Discord, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, all the places where we do things, donating through PayPal, so on and so forth. Your support is what has enabled us to do things. For example, uh, helped us purchase Christina's tablet to allow her to do digital art for Project Dramond. And the post today, which you can find in the link below, is a listing of all of the asset packs that we purchased last night from the Unreal store. So, something that we're very keen on is making sure that there's transparency and honesty with our patrons and our supporters and our followers. So we are providing everyone with a full breakdown of every single dollar that is ever spent using patron funds or donations to Project Dramond. And this is the second update that we're doing in that. The first was the tablet, and now we're focused on the asset packs that we purchased last night, which was fun because Joey and I we did the stand up last night, which will be published here on YouTube on Friday. And that was, a 15-minute video like we usually do every Wednesday night. But we then stayed up for another 3.5, almost 4 hours, way too late for either of us. And we've been building this spreadsheet over the last 3 months of all of these assets that we felt kind of represented the look and feel that we're going for the game. And um, anyway, we picked up the first of those assets last night. We don't need a bunch of stuff at the moment, but we did pick up an asset pack for buildings. We picked up an asset pack for interiors of buildings. We picked up an asset pack for environments, and we picked up an asset pack for some props. Now, there are still more props that we will need later on, but what we have right now are things that get us going and start letting us replace all of the gray box buildings and things that you see for the point and click adventure game prototype, which if you've been following along, even if you're not a patron, and following along over our Patreon page, we've done 8 updates on the point and click game to date. We have another update coming out on Sunday, but we have shared out snippets on social media, on TikTok, so on and so forth, looking at the work that Joey's been doing on the adventure game, and that's coming along nicely. So he still has some things left to do before we switch over and start replacing gray boxes. For example, there's still a few mechanics left in terms of puzzles that we have to get finalized and get the blueprints ready for those. And then there's some cutscene um, stuff that we're working on so that we can go in and do cutscenes as we want. But once that's done, we anticipate that'll be done over the next week or two. And once that's wrapped up, he's going to be starting to replace all of the gray box stuff with um, this the cool stuff we purchased last night, which is great. We stayed up for several hours going over all of the things. Once we finalized our purchase, then it was get it all loaded up in Unreal and start looking at it and drooling over the possibilities and how we plan on this village unfolding. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's really cool. So, huge thank you to all of our supporters for making that happen. All the people who have been supporting us in all the ways, whether it's through Patreon or anywhere else that we said. But specifically for those of you who are patrons, the post below is an itemized listing of the assets that we purchased last night so that you can see exactly where your money is going and know exactly how it's being spent. So you'll find an itemized list there. And it also gives you a chance to start to get an idea of what our point and click adventure game is going to look like visually. Now, we haven't obviously picked up all of the things that we're going to be purchasing yet, and we're going to be doing some kit bashing and some other stuff to customize things further. But this is the base that we start with and build up from there. So, again, thanks to all of our supporters so much. Really looking forward to being able to actually get you guys a demo here in the next couple of months. I mean, we're shooting for not January, July. We're shooting for July 1st is our internal deadline for the um, demo. We're going to shoot for that. Hopefully we make that. We were talking about it last night about some of the things that might be missing if we do that. But that's okay because it's just meant to be a demo. So we're starting to finalize what we need for that, which one of the things we talked about last night that I'm going to be starting work on next week is going to be the actual outline for the story and the narrative for the prototype. So where the player character is going to be starting and what his first actions are going to be. And what we're aiming to do is provide a demo that provides people with a couple of hours of gameplay. It's not going to be huge. It's not going to be a huge portion of the game by any means, but we're thinking we can get together enough to have like a 2 hour demo. I wouldn't say anything beyond 2 hours. I'd say it's going to be an hour to 2 hour long demo where you're going to be able to, wander around that early starting scene of the game and do some things, take some actions, complete some quests, and get an idea of the flavor of game we're shooting for, and everything else. So anyway, if any of that interests you, check the link below because that goes straight to the post, which is for all of our patrons. There's no tiers on this one. It's available for all of our patrons. Um, Thank you so much for your support and for your belief in what we're doing here, and for everything that we're building with Project Dramond. We're going to be continuing to move forward just as we have been over the last 2 months. So thanks so much for your support. We will see everybody in tomorrow's video, which is the stand up from last night. And then Sunday, there's another update coming from the adventure game. So thanks so much. See you over on Patreon. Also, don't forget, join Discord. Come hang out with us. Also, TikTok. We do lots of updates between the two of us. We do TikTok updates between Joey and I on our two accounts. We've got Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all that stuff. And of course, subscribe to this channel, hit the bell icon so you get updates for all the future content, and we will see everybody in the next episode. Cheers, folks.